facility, and I have personally negotiated with the Majur Mahajan Sangh in Gujarati on various labor matters. So everything that has been said about Gujarat is actually true. Yeah, it is one of the most favorable places for any industry to be present. There's no doubt, without any doubt. And I mean, some facts. In terms of competitiveness in textiles, you are number one in the country, no doubt. Okay, there is no better place when it comes to overall. You are number two. Okay, when you put textiles and apparel together. So Tamil Nadu collectively produces more textiles and apparel than you, and probably exports more than you. But you produce the most amount of textiles and you export the most amount of textiles. So therefore, when you talk about competitiveness, I'm not going to tell you to think of competing with other states. If you're like the number one or the number two student in a school, you have to look beyond your school. Okay, so we have to look, when Gujarat has to think of competitiveness, you have to think beyond India. So an investor who's likely to invest in Gujarat, if you ask them what are your other options, they'll think about Vietnam, they'll think about China. Okay, so our competition is that. Now, if you think about our competitiveness in exports, so we make about $16 billion of textiles. We export about 6 of that. So the rest of the 10, where does it go? It goes into other parts of the country, and some of it again gets exported. So you are actually exporting to other India, you're helping the rest of the India export as well. But if you compare ourselves, this export number with other economies like Vietnam and Bangladesh, they are countries, we are a state, but in terms of size, we are similar, somewhat similar. In terms of population, in terms of average per capita income, we are perhaps similar, give or take a little bit more. Okay, but what do they export? Each of them export 5 to 6 times that of what Gujarat export. 5 to 6 times. Okay, so it's not 5%, 10%, 5 to 6 times. So if we export $100 of exports per person in Gujarat, Vietnam exports $400 per person in Vietnam. Okay, so this is a huge opportunity. What we can do is a huge opportunity for us. But if you have to capitalize on this opportunity, we have to be honest about what we can do and what we cannot do. Strategy is not about trying to be everything, all things to all people. Strategy is about focusing where your strengths are. And this whole game comes down to 2 levers, power and labor. On power, you are unbeatable. I don't know if you know, but Gujarat's power tariffs at about 4 rupees a unit without subsidy is less than half of Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh. No? 9 rupees. Oh my God. Okay. Yes.
I think he's right because he's talking about the renewable energy.
Yes.
Hybrid, the kind of
Yes.
system that Gujarat gets. So
Absolutely.
right in that way, I will, maybe
Yes.
we can have a discussion.
Yes. Yes. And I mean, yes, of course, you should use renewable. Why would you not use it? So here, Gujarat has the right to win. And energy is most important in textiles. It's all capital intensive, from spinning to processing, all all energy intensive. Okay, there you have a right to win. So you should focus on that. On labor, the story is a little reverse. Okay, our per capita, our minimum wage is the highest in the country, 19,400 rupees a month. Okay, it's about 7,000 rupees higher than Andhra. Andhra is actually the lowest in the country. And when it comes to apparel, labor is the lever. Okay, now when it comes to garment assembly, if you have to compare yourself with Vietnam, you will have Vietnam or Bangladesh, you will have a 6 to 12% cost disability. So if it means a polyester shirt is made in Gujarat versus it's made in Vietnam or Bangladesh, it will be 6 to 12% more expensive. Okay, here. Now that is, you can't compete against that. It's difficult. Now it is structural. It's because you are a prosperous state. Okay. When the rest of the India becomes as prosperous, wages also there will rise. Okay, so you cannot bridge this through subsidy, even if you try. It's very hard. Okay, so I would not recommend you trying to bridge this to subsidy. I would therefore say the question is not textiles or apparel. It is where our cost structure allows us to beat the rest of the world. Okay, and therefore 3 answers. Number 1, own the synthetic fabric value chain. Okay, India has a 7% share of global trade in cotton, textiles and apparel. 7%. In cotton, when it comes to man-made fabric, it is only 2%. Okay, which means 3 times. Why is that? And because 70% of global demand is man-made, India only does cotton. Now in Gujarat, you have an advantage. You have the cheapest power, including renewables. You're sitting next to some of the most integrated polyester chain. Reliance. Okay. Grasim, viscose, some of the largest plants are in Gujarat. Now, therefore, what would be my ambition for Gujarat? Your goal should be to become India's export quality man-made fiber fabric factory. Okay, the reason India is not able to compete in man-made garments across the world is because we have fiber and yarn, but the rest of the ecosystem is weak. Okay, making garments is fine, we can make the garments, but the fabric making and processing of high quality world class man-made fabric is something we are still behind. That's where we need to focus. That is power intensive, not labor intensive, and therefore we will be competitive with anybody else in the world. Second, on apparel, try to be Vietnam, not Bangladesh. Okay, we will not win against Bangladesh's low wage cost. Okay, so let's focus where design, quality and speed has a premium, not where cost is a premium. So activewear, sportswear, performance wear, technical synthetic apparel, the full package. Okay, even today China is the largest manufacturer of garments in the world. Okay, their wage costs are much higher than us. How do they compete? Because they focus on those products where wage is not the most important criteria. So Vietnam's edge is integrated fabric plus garment, automation, reliability. That's what we can match. Now just some examples. Look at China's Shenzhou International. 82% of their business comes from Nike, Adidas, Uniqlo, Puma. They do fiber, knitting, dyeing, stitching all under one roof. 550 million garments, 250,000 tons of fabric a year, some 111,000 people they employ, 27% gross margins on a 30 to 45 day lead time. Okay. In Vietnam, similarly, synthetics is about half of their $46 billion is synthetics. And there are companies like Than Kong, Waldon. That's the model that we should emulate. Don't focus on labor arbitrage, focus on integration. Okay, and third, therefore, now one could say if we make man-made fabric, let the rest of the country make garments. I would say no. Keep it close to you. Keep the garment manufacturing close to you. The margin and jobs are in the finished garment. Okay, that's where the margins are. Margins there are higher. And proximity of fabric to garment is what actually enables fast fashion. Okay, export. People want what are we trying to do in the PM Mitra parks? Create an ecosystem where everything is together. You already have it. So keep everything together. So Gujarat's fabric should feed both your own high value garment parks and Tirupur. Okay, NCR, Bangalore, everywhere. So model is simple, fabric forward, garment selective. You have everything. You have power, you have the greatest manufacturing ecosystem, and you have scale. What remains is the deliberate choice to aim this at the synthetic export market. Make that choice, and the gap that I talked about initially compared to Vietnam and Bangladesh, that will become history. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your address. Now it's time for another address on man-made fiber, MMF industry and its connection with Gujarat state. For the same, I request Mr. Anil Rajbanshi, Vice Chairman Metaxil and President Reliance Industries to kindly come forward. Please put your hands together for Mr. Anil Rajbanshi.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the dais and also in the audience. Well, the Chintan has set a tone that we can't be bogged down by any disruptions, and it is true for Gujarat. Textile is synonymous for Gujarat. From the first yarn spun on Mahatma Gandhi's charkha on the banks of river Sabarmati to today's globally competitive textile industry, Gujarat has been at the heart of India's textile journey. The state is the undisputed leader in India's man-made fiber industry. Whether it is polyester, viscose, nylon, polyamide, virtually the entire textile value chain, barring only silk yarn, is represented in Gujarat. I am proud to say that country's man-made fiber ecosystem has its strongest foundation in the state of Gujarat. Now, what our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji did in 2011, as said by Mr. Shah, that 90% of the cotton grown in Gujarat should be weaved, spun and weaved in the state. It should be consumed in the state. So similarly, I would like to say that 6 crore meter of fabric which is generated, which is weaved in a city like Surat, should be converted into garment. As my friend from Karni said, that is where the maximum value addition and the profitability lies. So we have to take this call today that 6 crore meter, 90% of that we should convert it into garment in the state of Gujarat. Gujarat is world's second largest polyester producer, with Reliance operating world scale capacities. We started with the world's largest refinery at a single location in Jamnagar, which creates the entire value chain for the polyester fiber industry within the state of Gujarat. And I am proud to say that I am associated with Reliance for last 25 years. And in few words I have to say, Gujarat and Reliance are made for each other. We also run about 20% of the spinning capacity in Lunsapur near Ahmedabad with the name of Syntex Industry, where we have about 800,000 spindles. The second largest spinning industry in the country is located there. We also have a plant now in Vadodara, which will be producing advanced carbon and specialized fibers. Carbon fiber, for the first time on the world scale, is being produced in the state of Gujarat. And we are doing so in collaboration with Montefibro of Italy, who are the leaders in that. Because carbon fiber is a technology which is reserved with only 3 to 4 producers in the world, and they don't give it so easily. So we are working on that with the investment of around 5,000 crores. It will come up soon there. These achievements reaffirm that Gujarat is truly the land of textiles. It is the birthplace of India's modern textile movement and hub where country's man-made fibers are produced, processed and marketed on the largest scale. This remarkable success has been driven by entrepreneurial spirit and industrial vision of the people of Gujarat. While several regions of India have a rich legacy in cotton textile, Gujarat demonstrated the foresight and commitment to invest in the capital-intensive man-made fiber industry. I sometimes joke with my friends in the industry that we call that entrepreneurship is very vibrant in South India, because that is where they feel proud that we brought the cotton textile. I tell them, tell me a single entrepreneur who has set up a man-made fiber industry in southern India. Not even one. Not even one. Simply because it is the most capital intensive, longer gestation period, and Gujarat is proud to be associated with that industry. Be it Reliance polyester or be it Grasim's viscose, nylon, polyamide or any kind of fiber. Equally important has been the best industrial policy and unwavering support of the government of Gujarat to the industries. Through proactive policies and close collaborations with industry, the government has created an environment that has enabled this sector to flourish. I am proud to represent Reliance Industries here, and I feel that every entrepreneur in Gujarat should feel proud, because Gujarat is not the land of rising sun as we call it. Some people call it the state of the setting sun. I call it the land of rising sun, because the textile is one center which has brought the name, fame and everything in this. My learned friend Nilesh talked about certain disadvantages, but I think average power tariff in Gujarat is around 5 to 6 rupees, because we also operate a unit in Lunsapur and also in Vapi, and we don't pay more than 6 rupees. The second is the wage rate. India's wage rate is still the lowest in the world, with China exceeding more than $8,000, Vietnam $3,000, we are still at $2,000, $2,500. Only what we need is the right direction. And as I said, what Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, he said that 90% of the cotton should be consumed in the state. The 90% of the 6 crore meter which is weaved in Surat should be consumed in the state of Gujarat and converted into garment and exported. And I am thankful again to the government of Gujarat for giving me the opportunity to come here and speak. And I'm also thankful to the audience who listened to me carefully, I don't know, but peacefully. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your address. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for special remarks. And for the same, I request Ms. Mamta Verma, Additional Chief Secretary, Industries and Mines Department, Government of Gujarat, to kindly come forward on stage. Please put your hands together for Srimati Mamta Verma.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to all of you. SOCHM did a wonderful work, I think, by seeing the presence here. So thank you, Chintanji. Thanks to all the speakers and for accepting our invitation, coming here and giving a very good insight about textile sector, especially speaking good about Gujarat. So, my personal thanks to all of you. And I also welcome all of you who are present here today. And this is a very good forum. Bharat Tex is a very good platform for the textile industry. And I'm sure the deliberations today also, and whoever has put up their exhibitions and, exhibitors are also there. There will be very fruitful B2B and B2G meetings. So you all have heard the various speakers, and we have also been quite enlightened by those, small tips or the vision or the guidance which has been given. And I'm told that very elaborate presentation was also made by my colleague, Mr. Swaroop. So I don't want to speak about the numbers or what Gujarat is all about, but few things which I would like to mention that we, for us, for Gujarat, textile is not an industry for us. It's a legacy. It is something which we really cherish and we nurture, and we are very proud of the textile industry which we have in Gujarat, and we will continue doing that also in the future. You are aware about the policies, you are also aware about the kind of incentive which is being given, but we all know that as the world is undergoing a lot of changes, we have seen that whether it is the manufacturers who are looking for a better production sites, or whether it is for the global brands also, they are looking for a trusted partners. The consumers are also looking for better and sustainable product. At the same time, technology is also changing so fast that we have to keep ourselves updated with what is happening in the market. And if we decide today, and with the kind of ecosystem we have, if we have to we have to definitely invest a lot in innovation, in technology, in sustainability, then only we will maintain the edge which we have right now. But even for the to be able to stand ahead in terms of the leadership or the market, we definitely have to continuously playing on these 3-4 things which I just mentioned about. And I'm sure that a lot of good work is also happening. Few things which I would also like to mention, that as far as Gujarat is concerned, we, apart from the policies, we are we provide a very stable governance mechanism. We provide a very strong, robust ecosystem where it is not only about the policy, but about those, small issues which are coming, where we would like to be your partner in terms of, handling those issues. And that is basically our USP in terms of, providing more and more facilitation to the sector. You've mentioned about the energy. We know that energy, especially when we talk about technical textile or the processing and other thing, energy is very important. Though the cost which you have mentioned may be there, but at the same time we are giving the power tariff. And recently also we have come out with a policy, our new industrial policy, which was mentioned also here, that also has added textiles and apparels as the trust sector. So there, whatever is not covered in the textile policy will be covered in our industrial policy. And the incentive which for the first time we have come out, it is quite lucrative. And at the same time, we are giving this, where you can choose your incentive also. So these are the things which really has to be looked while deciding about your future collaborations, or even if you're planning to set up, a unit, you can think about that. very rightly, it has also been mentioned that we need to do a lot of work in the MMF. So MMF for the first time has also been included in our policy, and looking into the global demand also. I think I would also request our industry also to come out of their comfort zone, and then also start investing in the processing, especially on the fabric making, because we don't have those fabrics, very rightly said by Anil ji and by Sanjeev ji also, that we don't have those fabric which basically there's a demand, when people are right now going for more athleisure, or the kind of apparels which are being worn by the youth and by everyone in the world. It is, I think we need to basically produce those fabrics also, and then then we have to basically invest in the apparel and the garments also. I know that we have states like Bangladesh and Vietnam also to compete, but at the same time I know that the kind of entrepreneurship and the kind of zeal which India has, and with the entire ecosystem, we can definitely compete, or if we are not able to compete, we will definitely provide a better and sustainable solution to the world. So this is where I think collectively we will have to think, we will have to join hands to see that this industry not only grows, but it prospers, and it provides the solution which the world is demanding. And at the same time, the way now the international world is now moving around, the way partnerships are getting changed, I am sure that the India presents hope and also the solution to a lot of things which this industry demands. So with these notes, I'm very thankful to each and every one of you who have taken your time to come here, and once again thanks to SOCHAM and to my colleagues here who have made this possible, and very good wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your special remarks. Respected dignitaries, distinguished guests, industry leaders, and the delegates, with this we conclude Gujarat State Session titled Weaving Tomorrow, Gujarat's Global Textile Leadership Through Innovation, Sustainability and Scale under Bharat Tex 2026. On behalf of the organizers, we extend a heartfelt gratitude to all of you in making this session a success. We thank you for your valuable insights and outstanding ideas on innovation, sustainability, and scale. As we close this session, let us carry forward the spirit of collaboration to make Gujarat and India a global textile powerhouse. Thank you so much and have a great day ahead. Thank you.